Decision 2018 coverage continuing with Rick Scott taking the stage in Orlando, his wife Ann next to him.
Let's listen in and see what the governor says.
We don't expect any official declaration where he's ahead about 60,000 votes. No concession from Bill Nelson, but let's hear what he has to say to the waiting, enthusiastic crowd.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's hard to, I mean, if you just stop and think about it, from what we started a little over 8 years and 7 months ago, it's just hard to believe we're here tonight. Now that this campaign is behind us, that's where we're going to leave it. At least the campaigns I've been involved in are divisive and they're tough. And they're really actually way too nasty. But you know what? We've done this for over 200 years, and after these campaigns, we come together. And that's what we're going to do. Americans come together. So thank you to all of you, because everybody in this room has been a part of it. But the first person I want to thank is my lovely wife, Ann. You know, we've been together since we were 19 years old, and I put her through a lot of things. So the last 8 years has been a lot. As you all know, when Hurricane Michael hit, a young lady did not have an interest in giving campaign speeches. When I decided to run in 2010 because she was afraid of public speaking, I asked her if she would go on the campaign trail, and she did. I want to thank our daughters, Allison and Jordan and their families, and you know, I love my family. I love my family with all my heart, and I love every family in this state. And my goal is to make this a better place for every family in this state, every family. There are a couple people looking down from heaven I want to recognize. I had the most wonderful mom. When I was born, my mom was a single mom, and she ultimately raised 5 kids in a very tough environment with no money. She never would believe that I'd be a governor or a U.S. senator. I guess she believed it, didn't know it. The second person you saw in the video a second ago is Jerry Bustamante. For everybody in our office and everybody on this campaign team, she was our best friend. And she unfortunately died the day before the campaign started. And pienso en Jerry todos los días y espero que esté orgulloso de mi español. Su familia está aquí esta noche y quiero agradecerles por haber creado una mujer tan maravillosa y me alegro haber tenido la oportunidad de conocerla. Nunca la olvidaremos. Puerto Rico for Trump! We all loved Jerry, and we all love my mom. The next person I want to thank is Jackie Schutz. She has been by my side since my first year in office, and she built a great campaign team. and they worked day and night. So Jackie and the entire team, thank you. I also want to thank Brad Pipenbrink. Brad's my chief of staff. Not sure where he is. But Brad's my chief of staff, and he has done a great job. I want to thank my entire team in the governor's office, all of our agency heads. They have done a great job making this a place where everybody wants to live. There are a lot of people that helped in this race, a lot of people. I want to thank President Trump for all of his hard work. I want to thank Vice President Pence. I want to thank former President George W. Bush, who helped us. I want to thank former Governor Jeb Bush. There's a lot of people that came down to make sure we got the vote out. I want to thank Senator Lindsey Graham. Senator Cory Gardner. I want to thank everybody from Puerto Rico that came to help. I want to thank Congresswoman Jennifer Gonzalez-Colon. I want to thank the Lieutenant Governor, Luis Rivera Marin. I want to thank Senator Marco Rubio for all of his help. And my Lieutenant Governor, Carlos Lopez Quintero. Lo más importante en esta campaña ha sido el trabajo de todos nuestros donantes, voluntarios y colaboradores. Lo que tenemos hoy es el testimonio de su compromiso para hacer de nuestro estado el mejor lugar para todas las familias en nuestro estado. There's going to be, there's going to be a lot of pundits that are going to analyze this race. There's a lot of people who are going to pour over all those inaccurate polls. But I have no interest in looking backwards. I'm going to look to the future, and we have a bright future in front of us. Based on a lot of people's hard work, our national economy is growing, our wages are up, and every country would love to have the economy of the USA. We are the envy of the world, and Florida is the envy of the United States. When you see all the success, it's shocking to see that people actually suggesting we embrace socialism. Socialism will not happen in our nation, and it's not going to happen under my watch. I didn't go to Tallahassee 8 years ago to be everybody's friend. I'm not going to D.C. to win a popularity contest. I'm going to D.C. to get something done. I put out a 10-point plan that I believe in. I know the press corps in Florida decided not to read it or spend any time on it. We all know that change is never popular, especially when you're talking about how you're going to change government. But I brought a business perspective to Tallahassee 8 years ago, and I tried to use every effort I could to change the direction of the state of Florida, and together we did. Together we reinvented state government in Florida, and we're going to do the same thing in D.C. The federal government is frustrating. It's outdated. It's wasteful, and it's inefficient. All of us in state government have dealt with the federal government over the last 8 years, and we could tell you story after story after story. Now, I'm just one individual, but there's a lot of other individuals in D.C. that want to do the same thing. And I'm going to work with them, and we will change, like we did in Florida, the direction of Washington, D.C. We didn't accept government incompetence in Tallahassee, and we're not going to accept it in D.C. I will not accept it as your new U.S. Senator. Now, 4 weeks ago, we had a horrible hurricane that hit our state, Hurricane Michael. 14-foot storm surge, 140, 150 mile an hour winds, unbelievable devastation. But you know what I saw with it? Is people came together. People from all over this country came down here to help us. People didn't say, are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? No, they said, do you need water? Do you need food? Do you need a tarp? What can I do to help you? Do you need a generator? And they did. From all over this state to all over this country, people came together. We can do the exact same thing in Washington. We all want this to be a better place for each of our families. We can make change. We did it over the last 8 years in Tallahassee. We can do it in Washington, D.C. America first. Yep. I'm never going to give up on this country. I was blessed to live in the family I did growing up, and I will never give up. God bless every one of you. God bless our great country. Let's get to work.
Rick Scott, two-term governor. If that wasn't an official declaration of victory,
that was a victory lap right there.
What we don't have is an official concession from three-term incumbent Bill Nelson. Think about it, 8 million votes cast and 58,000 votes separate them. Rick Scott, as you see the numbers, 99% of precincts in. Bill Nelson's camp, we're contesting some votes, but we talked to folks in Palm Beach County and said we don't know what votes they're talking about that may not have been counted or were over or undercounted. And so we're waiting to hear from the Bill Nelson camp, but Rick Scott's got his eyes set on becoming the next U.S. Senator of Florida.
Absolutely, yeah. He laying out what he wants to see happen when he gets up to Washington, and certainly thanked all of the supporters and all the important people in his family that got him to this point. As he said, he's not going to look back. Now it's to look forward. That was a rough campaign. As
we look on to the next day that we've just turned into, it is now the day after Election Day, or the early morning after. Still waiting to hear from Democrat Bill Nelson. We'll keep you posted on all of that on air and online as well.
Thanks so much for joining us on this election night. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.